av det når man selger. Ok, så var det å komme seg til Semin, eller var det opp her? Det var han der, ja. Gamekeeper Rosak. Men det er nok bare å komme seg til Semin, gitt. Lurer jeg på... Så bare gå... straight line til man finner det. Hvor er det jeg ser den obedience level player? Sidekicks, Muts obedience, 100%, ok. Så her kan du drive og sjekke det da. Så. Current 57, maximum 100, hva betyr det? Har det bugget bare at jeg kan snakke med den? Hey, here's the road. Og den veien her går kanskje helt frem? Ta en titt her da, om de har sånn der trow eller hva det heter for noe, sånn du kan vaske deg i. Vaske av seg blodet. Mens bikkja drikker her, liksom. Sånn, litt mer regn. Halla.
Greetings, my friend.
How's the forest work going?
It's misery. The trees in the rocks are as twisted as a pig's tail. There's bugger all coin in felling them.
Why are you felling here, exactly?
Before, we was cutting hard timber for the building works in Trotsky. But since the job's been done, we only cut for Lord Semine. He gets a bit of coin in the town for it, but I say them local pine trees is miserable wood for building.
How do you get along with the nomads? They don't live that far from here, right?
How do you think? I try to keep an eye on them so as they don't get under my feet here. Old Lord Semine's a good-hearted gent, and he keeps a protective hand over them. But I've seen a thing or two, and I reckon it'll come back to haunt him.
Ja, jeg vet hvordan jeg kommer til Nomads encampment.
Take care, careful.
Og Muts obedience nå. Så går den ned hele tiden, liksom. Så det tar litt tid, da. Følge litt med på det. Var det Semin? Ja, det var det, ja. Vi lette etter... Hva er det het igjen? Et eller annet på B, tror jeg. Se litt opp her. Jeg finner noe. Kult. Det er pappi, den er rød. Hvor vanskelig skal det være å finne det der, liksom? Det er helt sykt. Shrine. Her. Jeg tror det er en perk så at du kan bruke shrinesa på en eller annen måte. Ja, det er semin. Okay. Hva marker det? Saddler, da. Okay.
Greetings. I'll have a look at the wares.
Hva kjøper han nå, tror jeg? Mer han har. Trader 280. Okay.
Pleasure doing business. Take... What do you want, you yokel? Speak up or get...
What do you think of those nomads in the camp by the pond?
Folk don't like them here. As long as they were just noisy and messy, it was fine. But then they got into a fight over that girl of theirs. The bastards pulled out their knives and the worst almost happened. Lord Semin should finally get rid of this rabble.
Welcome. What can I do for you?
What do you think of those nomads in the camp by the pond?
They're a dangerous lot. Our lad, Bohush, got mixed up with one of their girls, and they almost cut his throat. But God willing, they'll be brought to justice. They'll hang. Every last one of them. The filthy rabble.
Damn.
Well...
Brutale folk, ass.
Greetings to you. How can I help?
What do you think of those nomads in the camp by the pond?
Nothing good. They stabbed poor Bohush. We went there for a payback. But we weren't ready for them. They're in cahoots with those Cumans, and those bastards really know how to fight. Farewell.
Ja, for at jeg fikk jo en quest om å finne hun der dattera, eller hva det var, som var missing. Og det virker jo som at... jo, for jeg tror hun sa at jeg skulle til Semin for å finne det ut. Jeg gjorde aldri den questen heller, ass. Ja, hvis den tar meg nå, så tror jeg blir tatt uansett, så jeg stjeler ikke noe, ass.
My God, these furry
Er det noen trader her, eller? Grocer.
What do you want?
What about the nomads by the pond? How are you getting along with them?
We tolerate them, but they're up to all kinds of evil. At first, they pretended to be friendly, but then they stabbed poor Bohush nearly to death. Folk went to show them what's what, but they ran into the Cumans. You don't want to mess with that lot.
What do you have for sale?
Kjøper du noe av meg? Traderen har ingenting, vet du. Belladonna var det, men nå begynner det å bli gammelt allerede, så jeg bare selger alt, ass. Men fuck ut, ass. Hvis du skal blue noe, så får jeg vel bare kjøpe det. Selge all sånn gammel mat. Så kan jeg egentlig kjøpe... Nei, selge
Thank
ikke
you,
noe.
and take care. We've got enough briefing.
Hvor mye spenn har jeg nå? 500. Helt vanlig trader, det har de ikke.
Greetings. What are you doing here?
Sorry. Campa rett utenfor Semin-bygget. Oi.
What?
Townsend.
God bless you, pilgrim. It's never too late for a good deal.
Good day. Are you going far, Goodman?
Well, define far. Enough to be apprehensive, huh? You know how it is. If you as much as stick your nose out the door these days, someone will punch it.
I see you're in no danger, though. Fully armed with bonhomie.
Yes, well, mercifully, we apothecaries haven't any enemies. Who would bite the hand that's relieving their pain, eh?
You say you're skilled in the art of healing?
Well, I'm no physician, but I do know my ointments for whatever ails you. For ulcers, salvation, beauty. Wenzel Torvald, Master Apothecary, at your service. Of the famed establishment in Turnau. Hey, hey!
Do you have anything interesting to sell?
If it's herbs you're after, or alchemy you're interested in, then you're welcome to take a look.
Strong saver snap. Altså, jeg vet liksom ikke... For at den potion bare gjør sånn at du saver. Så jeg skjønner ikke hva strong har med greier, liksom. Kanskje du får noe andre, ekstra sånn bonuser. Halla Kai, what's up man? Fever tonic, den trenger jeg faktisk senere, så den tar jeg bare og kjøper med en gang. Så kjøper jeg den der. Er noen vil kjøpe av meg? Bandit map, den trenger jeg ikke lenger. Jeg kan få mer fra den golden crucifixen et annet sted, tror jeg.
Pleasure doing business. Take care. Mind where you're going.
Soldier. Ok. Cool, cool. Det har ikke gått lei av Kingdom? Nei, nei. Jeg spilte jo eneren etter jeg finishet toeren, og nå er jeg tilbake på toeren. Nei, det er så jævlig bra det spillet her, ass.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not too bad. It'd be better if it wasn't raining, though.
Hva talk kan jeg snakke med?
I'm looking for the Takov blacksmith's cart. Have you seen it?
Loads of carts come past here. There's going to be a wedding and they need supplies. Try asking Captain Gnarly. He keeps an eye on supplies. He'll probably be in the courtyard.
Thanks.
And watch yourself when you go into the courtyard.
Why?
We've got some wedding guests from Moravia. They're in pretty high spirits. It's still a while to the wedding, but them gents is already getting into the swing of things.
Det er inn der, da. Nei, faen, nå skjer det uansett.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been
lyst til å se meg litt
fornicating.
rundt.
I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Jeg har runda toeren før, ja.
I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you fray. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit. Die!
Come on,
Take any of his shite, you're...
Bakka han lett, liksom.
Come on. Oh, you wee bastard!
in the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
Han ligger ned. Jeg visste ikke at det
We'll be
var en sånn
needing a
bathtub
dozen
der.
geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone. What we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
sir.
need to imagine the worst right off, Gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced. And your son...
Feila den questen her på forrige playthrough, så det skal ikke gjøre noe, ass.
All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir.
Vi har samme hatt, bare at det minner mye mer møkket og jævlig.
So, lad, you're going with us. I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No. That's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. By the way, the fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above! And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my saddle? You're a bit big for that, ain't ya? And I'm a bit too old.
You got a stud farm here, don't you? Couldn't I borrow one of your horses?
Aye. And then we'd never see hide nor hair of you, nor the animal again. We don't lend horses. But you're in luck. Our groom brought in a grey nag not long ago. Tell him you've got to ride out with us, and he'll give it to you for a decent price.
All right. Thanks.
Well, that should be that. Unless you've got any more questions.
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. I'd like to go and see that wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad? And what would you do there?
I'd eat and drink my fill and check out the local maidens.
I hope Lord Sameen didn't hear you. He'd be none too pleased to hear you want to take part in such a grand affair, just to stuff your face and roll an A with some drunken wench.
I beg your pardon, Captain, but that's what most fellas go to weddings for.
That's an unspoken truth, son. Unspoken, mind. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be coming to the wedding. He's making a wedding gift for the groom. Stick with him, and maybe he'll take you with him.
Yeah.
We should probably get going.
My thoughts exactly. Off to the courtyard, then.
Bare slenge ut hammeren litt her nå. Boom, sånn. Ja.
Mind where you're going.
Skal snakke med han der fyren deres.
Don't cause any trouble, got it?
Blah, blah, blah. What a load of shit.
You shaky bastard.
Skal snakke med en annen fyr, ser du ikke det? Myska.
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
Would you happen to have a cheap horse for sale?
Well, I sell quite a few horses here, but by the looks of you, you must be talking about that grey nag, eh? But all she's good for are sausages. That old bitch won't let anybody touch her. I was already suspicious when that traveller sold her to me. He said he found her running about near the Rock Tower Pond.
Grey, old, and someone found her by the Rock Tower Pond. That's where we were ambushed. That's my horse. That's Pebbles.
Pebbles er hesten du får i eneren, faktisk.
What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Look at me.
I am looking.
Take a good look.
Aye, I am.
And what you see?
A simpleton?
Look, you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right?
Aye, I heard about it. That news spread through the land like wildfire.
And the one who sold it to you told you he found it by the pond, right?
Well, he did, aye.
So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me.
Maybe not impossible, but I paid for her.
Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself. Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Maybe so. All right, I'll give her to you. But you owe me one. Go and get her then. If she remembers you, she might even come when you whistle for her. Safe travels.
I need to get my horse scrubbed down and its tack cleaned.
As you wish, but it will take some time.
Nei.
I changed my mind.
Hei. Men har jeg egentlig... Jeg har ikke noe å putte på hesten, liksom.
Hey, young fella. Are you gonna keep...
I'm ready to set out, Captain.
Great. Now stick close to us, lad, and don't go wandering off.
All right, Captain.
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskowitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskowitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone...
Har jeg egentlig noen andre tasks? Jeg har den der da, men det er jo... Ja, jeg gjør den tasken her, og så roamer jeg litt og gjør litt tasks rundt her, ass.
Running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff...
Sjekk en ting til. Okay.
The bride's father? You'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
Så jeg slått oppi der, liksom.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Sameen. It'll be an honorable fight, so you better act accordingly. Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
The quill is mightier than the sword.
I believe the quill is mightier than the sword.
Is that so? Well, that's nice, son. Next time you meet a fella on the road who wants to rob you, you can write a sonnet about it. Or maybe you try and tickle him to death.
But what I meant was... Well,
What do I care? Just save the wise arsery for someone with the stomach for it. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks, and get your arse into the pen.
A rough guy, han der, ass. Banka han der, ass.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Too slow.
Come on.
Too slow.
That's a lot of blood. Henry,
That's
come
a
here.
lot of blood.
I want to tell you something. What do you say, son?
I didn't even work up a sweat. Det er jo sannheten.
I didn't even work up a sweat.
Climb off your high horse, sonny. You might have won, but you ought to show a bit of respect.
Oh, leave him be, Gnarly. He's young. He'll figure it out on his own in time.
Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he's saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't
Han
carry that
blør jo
shield.
over hele seg etter fighten.
Thank you.
Banka han, ass. Jeg håper jeg får ridd hesten, selv om jeg... Nei, jeg får ikke gjort det, vet du. Men jeg kan jo bare... Stasje ting på hesten. Sånn. Selv om man ikke har noe sal eller noe sånn... Ikke noe ståleting i, liksom. Putta det bare opp i ræva hans.
I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
Tell the truth.
I'm from Silver Scallops, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping the dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
I wouldn't want that mare, so he gave it to me for free.
Sa han det om hesten min? En frekk. Alchemy bench. Ok, som har det her. Jeg var innom der og selge litt ting.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
About who? Since you're not here, how could I speak of you?
That's what I like to hear. Now run along.
Ok, først så bare går jeg og selger den jeg må ha fra hesten. Både sværdans og sånn, hvis jeg kan selge det, så selger jeg det. For det er bare noe dritt.
Don't shove.
Please, then, what do you need?
I wanted to ask you, what's on the other side of that nearest hill? I'm not from here, and I'd like to get my bearings. You look like a merchant to me, so you probably know best.
Ja, natürlich, you're not from here. Everyone around here knows that, after what happened in Betty's Tavern. Aber das ist deine Sache. That is your business, lad. Also, what do you want to know?
Where can I find a church round here? I'm surprised you don't even have a small chapel in the village.
If you want. Die Rettung deiner Seele, junger Mann. You have to go through the forest to Aujetz and to St. Catharinen. Herr von Berger does have a chapel in his castle, but it's not for commoners like you. We do not go there either. Und warum auch? The gravedigger Ignatius takes care of burials outside the village, and weddings usually take place without a local priest. No one wants to pay the church more than they have to. Das ist ja wohl klar.
Can I find other merchants around here?
Zum Glück nicht, junger Mann. I'm the only merchant here around Trotsky. Oh, natürlich. There are plenty of tradesmen here who sell their goods. There is Bartosz, the tailor. He lives at the other end of the village. The apothecary, Emmerich, lives across from me. They are a hand in glove, or more like hat in hat.
What do you mean by that?
Nichts weiter. Just that they play at being educated men. Along with the scribe Geibel, they are always studying some Latin tracts. But of the three, perhaps only Geibel knows Latin, if he really does at all.
Is there anyone else here?
Oh, yeah. Beyond the tailor's house on the edge of the village is where Bashka the butcher lives. Opposite the Rathaus is the carpenter. The rest of the villagers are just peasants, and you are already familiar with the tavern.
Where do you go for wares? What's the closest town?
The closest is Sobotka, the biggest Gichin, what you call Gichin. And farther north there is Turnov. Half of that one belongs to Herr von Bergo.
Is it far?
Das kommt darauf an. It takes all day on foot. Wenn du was brauchst, the goods I have here will have to do you. I do not think you will get to the town anytime soon.
Is there anything I should avoid around here?
Certainly. Stirring up trouble and sticking your nose into other people's business. Here in the village, we don't care much for outsiders. If any do come, they better behave.
I understand that, but we were ambushed by bandits. So I wanted to ask if you know anything about that.
Ach so, ich verstehe. The woods have been full of all manner of rebel recently. That is all because of the war. Verdammte Schurken.
So you've already heard about these bandits?
About those ones in particular, or about others. They are all just gleichen Scheißkerle. Every time I go to the town, the bailiff must send an armed escort with me. It makes life difficult.
So the roads aren't safe?
Ja, das kann man wohl sagen. Herr von Bergo should do something about it at last. But Herr Otto spends more time in Prague than here, and Chamberlain Ulrich... Ach, lassen wir das.
Trade.
I'll have a look at the ware.
Let's see here. Ja, jag bara säljer den lite här. Gnarly's Club. Selg den dritten her. Og skjoldet, altså. Bua... Jeg får ikke Lurk får gjøre noe deilig på arena. Den er greit ut. Have a good time, man. Jeg får sikkert mer for dette andre stedet, ass. Her sånn så kjøper de ikke for mye, gitt. Han kunne kjøpt denne for 300. Men ja, jeg selger alt det andre der. Hva er det han har, egentlig? Karisma pluss 12. Trenger noe dried beef. Let's buy that shit.
Thank you, and take care.
Okay, hvor mye har jeg nå? 600.
Here, Matt!
Ja, hvordan er den? Mutt's Obedience er på 28. Oh my god.
Greetings to you.
Here, Matt!
Bugga møkk, ass.
Look at that. I think I'll take it.
Nei. Den er min. Her, Mutt.
Here, Matt!
Hvorfor triller det der så bugga?
Here!
Run!
Sånn. $39. Mutt's Obedience 57 står det der nå.
Here you go. Take it. Here you go. Take it. Here, Mutt.
Jeg skjønner ikke hvordan du kan gjøre ting, for du kan ikke klappe den eller noen ting. Det er nesten ikke noe du får gjort med bikkjer. Det plager meg, ass.
I should go back. Otherwise, Lord Semine and the captain will... Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the fort?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did. A few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semine on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now, on account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not. Lord Semine would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink.
I understand.
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semine is a noble and I'm just a commoner. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You ought to calm down, Master Bailiff. That kind of talk can stir things up.
You're right, of course. It just makes me mad.
I understand. Do you know anything about Radovan?
Only what I've told you. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind if they never turned up again.
Why's that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt in their mouths, and Radovan praises them, but I know people, that pair, have mischief in their eyes.
That'll be all.
What
do you have?
Well, Pavlena.
I need some help. I'm looking for Pavlena. She comes here to Troskovitz selling baskets and ointments, and she didn't come back from her last rounds. Do you know anything about her?
Well, I know the girl you mean. I've seen her with that woodcutter lad. Roman, I think. Try asking Dushko. He knows all the woodcutters. He lives along the way from the rat house to the butcher's.
As the local scribe, you know a lot of things, right?
I'd say so. In this province, not a squirrel farts without my knowing.
Right. So, if I needed to get something, you'd certainly be able to tell me where, right?
Depends on what you're looking for. Don't involve me with anything dishonorable.
No, don't worry. I'm just looking for some armor.
Armor? Well, unless you want to join von Burgau's retinue, I don't think I can help you. But try Radovan, the blacksmith in Tachov. He might at least sell you an iron helmet.
You don't know of anything better?
Aha! So, the good man is a connoisseur, eh? And how would Prince Brunswick's armor suit you?
Whose armor?
Oh, it's just a local legend.
What legend?
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
Oh, come now. Surely you're not going to keep that legend to yourself. Do a fellow scholar a service.
Youngster, being able to piss your name in the snow doesn't make a scholar out of you.
I beg your pardon?
All right. No need to lose your temper. I'll tell you. In short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country had an eagle on its coat of arms, but that wasn't good enough for him, so he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
Then what happened next?
Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt, and so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup. So it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom, but the lion took care of that.
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the all of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
Uh-huh. And that was supposed to help me, eh?
Answers come to the wise, kicks to the stupid.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Well, thanks a lot.
Hold on, I'll give you something else. Sir George, who previously owned the armor, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too, but he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armor, but this is certainly true, because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it, as a keepsake. And now, go.
Håper de fortsatt kan vente på meg da, at de ikke har blitt pissed.
Well then, young man, how did it go?
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So to Yitchin? The bastards! And what about my goods?
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was falling off the cart.
The thieving scum! Let's hurry! To Yitchin!
Sir, I could send a message to the Yitchin captain of the guard.
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
Won't you be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir?
I will. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. If I have to choose between riding to Yitchin and listening to Dorothy's endless passing, I'll take Yitchin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the 3 Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the 2 of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, gnarly, that was 15 summers ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, We'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might
People
not have
walk
gone
here
to
too, you know.
They could have
Watch
turned
out.
off somewhere.
Shut
or
up.
something could have happened. They might have been
Var det
ambushed.
crossbowen min jeg så der?
You've overlooked that. I'll bet my brains they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go then.
Jeg må tilbake til den byen her, ass. Det er mye som skjer i byen der. Og så må jeg tilbake til Semi nå, for jeg må finne hun der... For jeg var jo ikke innom teltet til hun dattera, eller hva det var, i Nomad-campen heller. Det er mye å gjøre, ass. Jeg skal prøve å gjøre alt, altså. Alt jeg kommer over.
You silly doggy.
So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Okay. Jeg husker det her fordi jeg fant vogna, men så... Men så måtte jeg gjøre noe annet først.
Go!
Det var litt sånn rart. Der er vogna, ikke sant? Men det var et eller annet jeg måtte finne først, tydeligvis. Hva var det?
Heel. Here, mutt.
Var det ikke... Så har dette fungert da? Åh. Må liksom følge den så nøye, liksom.
Ka! Ka!
Whoa! A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
Found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch, to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
That's the change in the economical situation, sir. The burghers have more rights, and they make smart use of them. They put their coin to work for them. They've got shops, baths, inns, mills, while the nobles sit waiting until Jack from Backwater Hamlet brings them 3 groschen in taxes on St. Gallus's Day.
You're right there. Only Jack hasn't even got 3 groschen these days. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one, not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Det er inne der, men ja, ok.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Oh.
The blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here! Here you go. Take it.
Hvorfor ruller han helt, da?
What did I do to you? Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Yeah. Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old Yarmilka would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you, they got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. We still can't be sure of anything.
Og her er feila, fordi jeg klarte ikke å fange han der fyren som stikker av fra campen.
I spent a lot of time running around here as a young lad.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Sameen was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why is that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old
Here,
woman
mutt.
would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you. Holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows.
Listen.
Yeah, I hear it.
There's somebody there, sure enough.
Let's get closer.
I'm trying to tell a story for amusement, not listen to your supposedly educated claptrap.
Sit.
Have you
Stay.
forgotten I was ordained, you ignoramus?
What do we do now? I heard more than 2 voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slatigo used to come make a fire here and jump over it. And so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge from up there. We only have to go back a bit, then we can get up there nicely.
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for? This is just the kind of thing we took you along for.
Sure, sir. With a bit of luck, there might be some girls there, too.
I could do without girls with voices like that. Now get going.
Go scouting.
Pigs can fly, and Gauze's name is really something.
He's got a miserable pair of tits on him. You don't say. You really saw that?
I'm not kidding. Bonza, tell him I'm not
Those
having him on.
definitely
You
aren't the
saw it too.
blacksmith's hands.
True. He ain't yanking your pizzle. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. She had one, different than the other.
All right. That ain't normal. Everyone must be laughing at the way.
Why? Some people might like it.
So how's it look, Sonny? How many?
I saw 3. And they don't look like Radovan's hands.
What about my goods?
I didn't see them. It looked more like a patrol. I reckon there might be more of them hereabouts.
Seems we can't avoid a fight. I hope you're ready, Henry.
Of course. We'll smash them to smithereens, and in the evening, we'll drink a toast from their skulls. Ha-ha!
Hold your horses, son. Keep some of that piss and vinegar for the fight. You might have whipped me in that pig pen, but this is a different matter.
So, how are we gonna do it? Do you just want to charge them, sir?
What else do you suggest?
Someone could go back up top and try to take one of them down with an arrow before we charge them. There's a good view of the camp from up there.
Good idea, Henry. And I see you're equipped for it, too. Climb up top, and as soon as you shoot the first time, we'll charge them. And make sure you don't hit one of us.
Right you are, Captain.
Sake.
Okay.
Never ordained Bonza. I was.
Så de bare stå
In the
der.
forest chapel by Bonera. I fucking ordained you. Just because old Stumble poured some pond water on your head in the woods don't mean a damn thing.
But Stumble's a priest.
Stumble is a drunken old fool who claims he was a priest. He can't even quote one.
Fucking horse sons!
Help me with him!
Faen.
Nice drop. You
Come on then.
Try finish this. I'm hit.
Yeah! Don't spare him! You should have
It's a
fucking
wonder
stayed
you're
out of it.
still standing.
Det gikk ikke så bra.
This one. He had it. That weakling was useless. Sucker. I need a bandage. Quick. There. That's better. Stop dawdling. Stop dawdling.
Du må lute litt, da.
What's the hold up, Hey, Henry, get over here.
Åssen er nourishment? Ta en lite sleiv. God tid, er det ikke det?
What's the hold up, Dad?
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here. And none of them bastards look like the blacksmith's hands. Am I right, Henry?
Hard to say. I've never actually seen them. But I don't think it was them.
Me neither. But right past that peak is another good camping spot.
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst. We might have just run into them bandits by chance.
Yeah, well, you were right, as always. Let's go, then. Are you ready, Henry?
Shouldn't we send for reinforcements?
Who would we send for? By the time we return, the bastards will be gone along with my goods.
Don't worry, lad. This scum is no match for us.
Okay.
I am. Let's go.
I thought we had everything clear, Venser. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
It makes no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't have saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time at the Shani, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours.
Okay.
Ahem, gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over, and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Samin, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. As long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
Ok, krig. Jeg har ikke våpenet mitt på.
You'll be fucked! Bury! He's done for! Nice strike!
Go at him from the right!
This one is still left. Fuck you!
That's fair. Coming to you.
They got what they deserved, the fuckers. Henry! Hey, Henry! Are you listening?
I'm a nobleman.
Come here!
You have to spare me.
Oh, do be quiet. We'll decide what to do with you later. What about
Corner
your
arrow.
Fallen on hard times.
Henry, do you
Why
hear?
I do what I do.
So they won't pay half a groschen for you, eh? Good. Tell me why I shouldn't hang you from the nearest tree, huh?
I'm still.
Hey, Henry!
With your paw, you can't just sit here.
What now?
One of them bastards fled into the rocks. Chase him down and bring him back.
I'll go and track him then.
Great. Hurry.
Så har jeg feilet sist. Nå er det plutselig marker da. Catch the Highland. Nå kan det oppdatering på spillet. Kanskje jeg bare ga dem questen på, liksom. Der. For her feilet jeg sist, og da ble det... Fikk jeg ikke gjort Blacksmith-quest, så. Det ble kult. Ja, hallo.
I've got you now, Venser. You've nowhere to run to. Yield.
Well, why the fuck would I? It's just you against me. Besides, if I do yield, it's the rope for me anyway.
Who knows what they'll do to you? You might just get a whipping.
For robbing Semine, that old miser. He'll have me strung up from the nearest tree. I'd be better off jumping off the cliff.
If I were in your shoes, I think I'd go for the rope. Falling to your death can be real nasty.
How would you know? Have you tried it? Although, to come up with something that stupid, you must have fallen on your head.
Well, come what may. Anything can happen. Maybe you'll get out of it somehow.
Sure, I'll get out of it. Bollocks. And I don't have to be the one who falls off the cliff. So no, I'm not going with you.
Can't you think of any other way out of this?
Well, you could let me go.
Why would I?
Maybe for coin.
Carry on.
Well, Ghouls wasn't entirely wrong. We wanted to fuck him over and take the cart to Yichin.
Only it didn't work out.
As you can see, his fellows caught us on the way. We had to pull the cart over and haul the goods up to the rocks. But before Ghouls had a chance to count the loot, we skimmed off a bit. Well, that is, my cousin Franzi did. I had enough work hauling them sacks. If you let me go, well, I'll tell you where the loot is.
And what did he take?
I don't really know. But he found something on the cart, nicely wrapped up, so he swiped it. He said it looked valuable.
So you want to bribe me with something, and you don't even know what it is?
Don't worry, it's something valuable. Franzi has a nose for these things.
To hell with that.
Well, come now, don't be a fool.
I said no. One-on-one, yeah. But it must be clear to you that you're no match for me. Even if the noose is waiting for you, it's still a more pleasant death than getting your head smashed in with a rock. And believe me, I'll do it if there's no other way.
Fuck. All right, I'll come with you. But you'll put a word in for me.
I might. As long as you don't try anything.
Promise me.
I won't promise you anything. Now, come on. I've got a prisoner for you, sir.
Excellent. It all worked out quite well in the end. Gnarly will take care of this scum.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me, you deserved it. And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Semine. Want a ride? We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible about what happened with these hands.
Would you wait? What happened?
What's going to happen with that pair?
You mean Radovan's hands? We'll see. The one that ran for it, it's clear with him. The other fellow was tied up, so who knows what went down. Maybe he was innocent. Gnarly'll have a word with him, and we'll see what he tells us.
Sir, Venser surrendered because I promised to put in a good word for him.
Well, it's nice that you promised him. But I'm the one who'll decide on the fate of that scum. And it's quite clear to me.
All right. Could you wait a while? I'd better just check that I haven't lost anything while running around here.
All right, but make it quick. I was happy to get out of Semine for a while, but now I'm looking forward to being back at my own fireside.
Okay, så jeg får lov litt. Masse penger.
I didn't want to nick the car, honest. Honest.
Litt janky grafikk nå. Kan du lute der? Ok, så det var ikke noe mer om det. Alright.
Is that offer of a ride still?
Sure. If you...
A ride would be great. My legs are sore.
Wait until you're my age. Well, let's get going.
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's old Vence's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gills.
It weren't like that at all. We shook on it. But on the way, you had the idea we'd keep it.
What? That ain't true.
Leave it out, you two. One way or another, you wanted to fuck me over. Doesn't matter whose idea it was.
A thief robbing a thief? What a world.
I'm still a nobleman, if you don't mind. So I'm not a thief. I'm a robber baron.
A thief's a thief.
Where are you taking us?
To Sameen, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realize you can't just execute me.
Ah, it depends. By rights, I should send a plea to some court to decide if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. Parchment's dear, and ink ain't free either. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd happily risk it and knock your head off without permission.
I see how the law is respected here.
Ha! Are you yanking my pizzle? You're a fine one to talk about law.
And what will happen to us?
If Lord Seming's in a good mood, he'll try to find out whose idea it was.
It definitely wasn't mine.
You're such a rat, Frenzy.
On the other hand, when I hear you lot going on and on, I reckon he might not give a damn.
I'm innocent. I swear on my ma's soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart?
Hvor har vi nå? Toskovic.
Every mandraker I dragged to the gallows swore on his mother. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was as pure as the driven snow. But this bastard doesn't think twice about his soul. You should be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
That's right. You always were a piece of shit, Francie. No scruples.
Well, ain't it grand to have you here to explain everything? Now shut your gobs, the three of you. Don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout.
Ja, han driver og leter etter Roman, og det er han ene Pavlena. Hun det Pavlena. Datteren til hun som redda oss I starten.
Roman! We have to go!
What are you yelling for? What's going on?
I'm looking for my friend Roman. He works with us in the woods and we need him now. But I can't find him. Have you seen him?
I haven't met any Roman.
If he's off again with that basket girl from Zhelyov.
Are you talking about Pavlena? I'm looking for her.
Aye, that's her. Roman's been teaching her about nature, if you get me.
Where do you think Pavlena and Roman might be?
Not long ago, Roman was talking over a beer about how him and Pavlena wanted to leave and start a new life. Somewhere where no one knows her and her ma.
You think they'd really do it?
I took it all with a grain of salt, but after what he told me last time, anything is possible. For Christ's sake, he's got a whole house his pa left him. He wouldn't just leave it on account of her, would he?
Well, I don't think either that Pavlena would just run off and leave her mother alone.
You never know with women. And what's more... No, I shouldn't say nothing about that. Best to go and look in Roman's house. He wouldn't just leave empty-handed, right?
All right. Let's go and take a look at Roman's.
Great. That is, you can go there.
Hang on. You said you two were friends. Why would I go there alone?
For one thing, I have to work. And besides, how would it look if anyone saw me breaking down his door? My reputation would be ruined, whereas you, no offense, you're a stranger. You don't have to worry about your good name, do you? But me, I'd lose my livelihood.
Well, I can do it. But you ought to give me something for insurance. I'm the one sticking my neck out here. Well, if I'm caught there, I'll need a few groschen to bribe the catchpoles, so I don't end up in the stocks.
True enough. Here you are. This ought to do it. After you search the place, come back and let me know what you found. I'll be around here somewhere.
Okay. Roman's house. Jeg vet ikke hvor det er, da. La oss si, er det her? Åja, det må jo være her. Siden han stod her og skrek, liksom. Kobber.
Nobody home. But maybe
Hvor er det jeg
Pavlena
kan
was
vinne
here.
medium-lokse?
It's set for 2. Freshly eaten. And there are the baskets Pavlena came here to sell. They were here for sure. Maybe they just went for a stroll. Dushko might know about their favorite spots.
Ok, var det han der, eller? Nei. Dushko. Vil du hjelpe meg igjen? Hard. Er det han som løper der borte, eller går der borte? Hoppløs.
Good day to you.
I'm looking for a young girl who's gone missing. Her name is Pavlena, and she sells baskets here sometimes. Do you know anything about her?
If she ain't a local, I don't know nothing about her. Take care and have a pleasant evening.
Oh. Where is that guy, man?
Where have you gone? Guten Abend. Wie kann ich dir helfen?
I'm looking for a young girl named Pavlena. She's missing. She was supposed to be selling baskets here. Do you know anything about her?
I don't know, no Pavlena. Gott sei mit dir.
Guten Abend.
I'm looking for a young girl who's gone missing. Her name is Pavlena, and she sells baskets here.
Pavlena? Pavlena? I might have heard that name. I don't know. I never met her. Try asking someone.
Right. Und einen guten Abend für dich.
Jeg har bare visst hvor han fyrt stakk hen. Carpenter. Alle mye penger, da. Exotic wood. Penger. Masse penger. Skikkelig thief, ass. Avslag på søknaden min. Hva var det for? Var det tannlegegreier? Det er kjipt, ass. Hvor mye penger har jeg egentlig? 1100. Søkte 30,1 om dette kvartalet. Jeg vet ikke hva det betyr. Minst 3 dager til 3 uker på å behandle forsikret varsel. Fikk varsel samme dag som jeg ikke så. Om ettersending av dokumenter. 13 i første. Sånn.
You're not from here, eh? Around here, you need a light after dark. What are you doing with that weapon? Slide it back under your belt.
There are signs something wicked is going on, like the whole wedding.
The more you women gossip about it, the more afraid you are. It'll all be explained.
Ut og kjøre en tur og gre i dette, så pekes brått senere. Right, man. Prates kanskje ikke etterpå, men level 12 PV nå. Jeg tror ikke det spørs når det kommer da, men jeg skal ikke spille så mye til.
The humans won't be coming back here.
Don't worry.
Good.
Kjøre
Peace
den
at
til
last.
dette.
Until you get into trouble again, that is.
I'm looking for Pavlena, the daughter of the herbalman from Zhelyov. Do you know her?
I do. Pavlena still comes here from time to time, selling baskets, ointments, and whatnot. I ain't seen her around in a while, though. Why are you looking for her?
She hasn't been home for a long time, so Brzena sent me to look for her. When she left, she was heading here.
If I was you, I'd go and ask at the rat house. Or Jezek the Cooper. That old goat had his eye on her one time. Only she wouldn't have him if he was the last man alive. Can't say I blame her. That Jezek's a drunken sot.
Do you think anyone would want to harm Pavlena?
Božena's not too popular here since that misfortune with Yakesh's wife, Ludmilla. But no one holds a grudge against Pavlena. She was only a young lass at the time.
What was that about a misfortune with Ludmilla?
That was way back. She was the midwife here. She'd give the women herbs and whatnot when they called for her. But then something happened when she was helping out at Yakesh's. His wife, Ludmilla, died, and a child was stillborn. A tragedy it was, and then Bozhena, she left.
Just like that?
Well, to tell the truth, we drove her out.
Oh? Why was that?
Better ask Yakesh if you want to know more. He's often by his son's grave. It's next to the farm.
What's this Jezek like? And what do you mean about him having his eye on Pavlena?
He wanted to get married, and no sensible girl around here would have a drunkard like him, so he figured Pavlena might be an easier bet. He promised her a home in the village, but the girl wasn't so dumb as to fall for it. He's hardly got 2 groschen to rub together, and his house ain't no palace neither. All she'd have out of it is a heartache, and a bunch of brats as pig ugly as their old man.
And where might I find this Jezek?
If he ain't boozing here at the tavern, he'll be on the way here or at home.
Thanks. And do you think this Jezek might have done something to her? Like abduct her because she scorned him?
Nah, he ain't got it in him. He's all mouth, but he'd never raise his hand to a woman. And even if he did, Pavlena would probably give him a hiding. Just recently, he got a black eye from this skinny fella here. He's a weakling and a wretch. He wouldn't have a chance with Pavlena.
What's the latest news, innkeeper?
Have you heard about the Divozhenka of Semain?
What Divozhenka?
You haven't seen one yet? A Divozhenka is a wild woman of the forest. An ugly, disfigured creature. You can find them deep in the woods or caves, where they make their ointments and gather magic herbs. Sometimes they hurt people, sometimes they help them. You shouldn't go there.
Why not?
The Semain lot did that.
Wild
they were
woman's hut.
worried she might put young Lord Semain under a spell, especially now, because of the wedding. So they took care of her. And that's about it, I'd say.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper. What's the latest news, innkeeper?
Nothing much, and I hope it stays that way.
Can I spend the night here?
Not a chance. Move along, you vagabond.
What? Får ikke lov å sove her, liksom?
Careful!
Can I ask what happened between you and that midwife, Bozhena? I heard you banished her from the village because of some mishap with your wife.
That was no mishap. The witch killed my son and damned him to hell.
Wait a moment. Start from the beginning. What do you mean she killed and damned your son?
My wife, Ludmilla, gave birth to 3 daughters. Quick and easy every time. The village women often scream all day and night before they bring their babies into the world. Not my Ludmilla. When she had Marushka, it was all over before the midwife even got here. But when Yaroslav was coming into the world, you know, I knew already I'd finally have a son. I never sent for no help. Why would I? After all, Ludmilla done it all on her own 3 times. And besides, that Bozhena is an unclean woman and a witch. Only this time, something went wrong. Of course, I wasn't there. Being a god-abiding man, I was outside. But Marushka comes running out, shouting, "Pa, send for Bozhena! Ma's poorly!" I thought twice about it, but then I sent for her. She came along with a little girl, Pavlena, and a whole sack of herbs. She started brewing right away, and before the night was out, she was pouring God knows what kind of concoction down Ludmilla's throat. It's a wonder she didn't poison her, the crone. I couldn't get a wink of sleep all night. It wasn't till daybreak that Bozhena came out of the house, carrying in her arms, they could see right off, It was a boy. Like I said, only Yaroslav came out feet first. And as they were pulling him out, well, he was all Mother of God. I can't even say it. It was that Bozhana's doing, I tell you. If she hadn't pulled him out and left Ludmilla to manage herself, he could have lived.
So you still blame her for it?
Why shouldn't I? I haven't told you the half of it yet. I asked the priest, and he told me every midwife has the sacred right to perform baptism when things go wrong. Like when it looks bad for the child, see? She can baptize him, make sure he gets to heaven. And you know what Bozhana did?
What?
Not a thing. She looked at that little body lying still and didn't do a damned thing. And my wife died a few hours later. So I'm sure you understand what I did after. That same evening, I got the other fellas from the village, and we drove that damned witch out beyond the boundary stone.
I see. She lives in the woods now.
A good thing, too. She hasn't shown up here since. Many times I told myself we should have done more to her, so she'd know how I felt.
I understand your pain, but it wasn't Bozhana's fault. She saved my life when I was wounded and lost in the woods. She's a good soul.
That's all well and good. But believe me, that witch will never wash clean her sins. See you later. Have a good evening.
My God, what's taking so long?
Well, you're not shagging.
A large beer for me.
What did I do to you? Cheers, my friend.
Hey! Jeg må prøve å få litt bedre rett med hver, ass. Kjøpe litt vin. Kjøpe litt cooked beef. Sånn kan jeg jo spenne.
Can I spend the night here?
Not a chance.
Oh my God. Okay. Skal vi gjøre da? Er det noe camp i nærheten her? Camp der nede. Jeg kan prøve det.
Quick! 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 Go!
Der inne var det, tror jeg. Den så her.
Oh, go!
Yeah, bro.
Go! Ka! Ka!
Ja, det ble trett, ass. Håper bare ikke de har merket meg, det der folka som jeg tok ut.
Priesen sei der Herr. What do you need?
I'll have a look at the ware.
Ja, han har fortsatt de tingene jeg solgte nå. Ja, kjøpe de tre der. Let's sell. Og det er stjert, så han kommer ikke til å kjøpe det, vet du. Den og den. Eller nei, jeg trenger en bue. Den. Og jeg har sånn sal og sånn, da. Ok. Not bad, not bad. Nei, ikke Toledo-stil, tror jeg. Eller skal jeg selge det? Nei, jeg gjør det. Jeg tror det er bra, men...
I'd like to do something about that price.
Good.
That, and a little tip.
Oh nein, vielen Dank. Du wirst sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
Betalte jeg han for at han skulle få ting av meg? Det er jo helt sykt.
Was kann ich dir heute...
What do you have for...
Jeg feilet der, ass. Det var feil, ass. Ja, whatever. Ta på de der på hesten, og så alt som er stjert, det legger jeg på hesten, ass. Alle klær som er stjert, i hvert fall. Sånt noe. Sånn. Ja. Så... Hva er det jeg skulle nå? Jo, lære disse her. Ja, dropp. Så kan jeg sette på det her på hesten, sånn. Der, vet du.
God be with you.
I'd like to apologize for that brawl. Lord Capon is a bit hot-headed.
That Capon of yours is a puffed-up fool, more to the point. But that was some punch, I'll give him that. And you fought like a lion and all. We outnumbered you, but we still had our work cut out.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't my first brawl.
I could tell. In any case, as far as the two of us are concerned, it's all water under the bridge, right?
Right.
You can see I'm not some idiot, can't you? I just don't like haughty fuckers. And you aren't one, are you?
Well, I hope not.
I'm sure you aren't. You're a good lad. I can tell. And a good brawler as well. If you ever want a proper workout and some fisticuffs, Lawrence the Gelioff innkeeper is your man.
Ja, det er sant det. Han fyren...
I'm sorry.
Han drev og snakket om det i sted. Faen, det er så mye som skjer, vet du, til det spillet. Men jeg finner jo ikke igjen han fyren igjen, han...
I heard you've got a really fine loot.
Aye, a lovely piece, God's truth. A rich Kuttenberg gent brought it in for repair. He hasn't been back to pick it up yet. Or maybe he ran out of coin. The loot itself is worth a fair few groschen, and my repairs won't come cheap either.
Tell you what, how about you sell me that loot?
I told you, it's not mine to sell. How would I explain that to the gent who brought it to me?
But what if he never comes back? You yourself said he ran out of coin, didn't you?
I said maybe. Do you think anyone would trust me with the repairs again if word got out I was selling off their stuff?
Come on. Anything can be sold if the price is right.
Not this time, friend. I'm an honest craftsman.
You really won't sell me that loot?
How many times? No, I won't. Now leave me be.
What do you have for sale?
Hva var dette? Consecrated die commemorating the Holy Trinity. Så 1, 2, 3 da. Especially by rolling threes. But if you play with this die, the only thing pouring will be your tears.
Maybe next time then.
Å, jeg har nøkkelen hans. Hvordan å se om han er nede på farmen her da, eller kanskje han er rundt oppå der enda. Det make mer sense egentlig. Det er bailiffen, er det ikke det? Jo. Hvem er han? Trader.
Hey, you!
Yes?
How about stretching those limbs and getting some light exercise? Shall we spar? Who's this that chance has brought my way? I'm Peter, but everyone calls me Hornet.
I'm Henry, of Skalitz.
Forgive me, but you don't look much like a nobleman.
That I am not.
It's just when you say of Skalitz, it has a noble ring to it.
Well, it's just my way of saying I'm not from these parts. Besides, my name doesn't hold a candle to yours, Hornet. How did you come by such a moniker?
After a fight, my opponents say the blows I give them are right stingers. Want to see for yourself?
You roam the world challenging random passers-by to duels?
Exactly.
Is that how you make a living?
Ah, no, not like that. I move from village to village, and people pay me for whatever they happen to need. Sometimes I'm asked to lug some stuff. Other times I guard a caravan. Occasionally I get to intimidate wretches who refuse to pay their debts. As long as I'm getting paid.
You enjoy scaring people in debt, huh?
Haha, that doesn't come into it. I've nothing against them. I get paid to deliver this and that from so-and-so. After that, it's none of my concern.
A mountain of muscle for sale.
Exactly. And there's no harm in pitting your fighting skills against someone now and then on the road. Especially when money's involved. So, what do you say?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Exactly. Now you're talking. What are we fighting for?
Money. Teach me something?
I have a proposition. If you win, you take the money. If I win, you teach me some of your skills.
I can tell you how to improve your stamina. How about that?
Sure.
That's my wager.
Ha! I can't wait to win. Oh! Christ!
Die!
Die! Oi.
got you!
Bad luck!
That was a good fight.
Good. Very good. Perhaps I'll have better luck next time. So, you wanted to know about stamina. It's a good idea to start by limbering up and stretching your body a bit. Then you won't strain your muscles as often. This may sound like cheap advice, but it's not something that should be underestimated.
I'll bear that in mind. Thanks.
Ja, kanskje jeg har noen nye skills. Nei, jeg vet. Den er ikke stum. Den er nice, den må jeg ha. Den er også bra. Jeg tar den først. Strength less. Den er nice. Alchemy sharpening, blacksmithing. Jeg kan bare ta den og se hvordan det hjelper meg som et passiv. Det er sånn bra passiv. Horseman, Miratex, nei. Prøver en hunt wild game hvis jeg skal gjøre det. Jeg kommer til å hunte litt også akkurat nå, så driver jeg med litt andre ting bare. With warm you wear affects your speed and movement and how much time is spent to be using this perk, your armor will weigh. Det er en perk, vet du. Tar den der. Bedre stammen er outnumbered. Heavy weapons. Tar den damage. Sånn. Og her han drev og skrek til han Roman fyren. Hvor han liksom? Må være naboen.
Greetings.
Du bare lot meg gå inn I huset, det ikke private engang. Det han? Det han. Han bor her.
I searched Roman's house.
And what did you find?
Well, there's no one there, but Pavlena had been there for sure. The table was set for 2, and I found the baskets that she sells too.
You're right. It sure does look like she was there.
It can't have been long ago either. The food was still fresh. Any idea where they might have gone?
Well, they've got a favorite spot down by the stream. You could try looking there.
Where exactly?
There's a ditch leading from Roman's house to the stream. Follow it down the hill. When you come to a place where the stream flows between the 2 big boulders, turn left and go straight. There it is, under an old linden tree.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Left etter steinene.
Mind you don't walk into the middle of anything, awkward. And tell that lazy bastard to get his ass to work. I'm not going to do his work for him. Farewell, my friend.
Få sjekke om den der med mer karisma, det ikke det? Ja, jo. Så hva det jeg mister da? Det bare den der, ja. Så det bedre å bruke den der, for da mer karisma. What? Nei. Dette Roman's house. Så det bare følger med. Ikke det? Streamen her, når det 2 store steiner, da det left. Jeg får strength. Jeg skal se hvor fort det skjer, av å ta sånn her. 11 pistol. Det såpass, ja. Nå får du så mange av en sånn. Og hvis du plukker I midten av alt, så får du ekstra mye, kanskje. Det Belladonna, ok, så det sånn med sånn blomster på, liksom. Men det fortsatt bare en av den. Det så vanskelig å finne den. Eller bær det kanskje. Det sånn, det vanskelig å få opp sånn at man kan ta den opp, bare. Hvis jeg finner noe metal nå, så kan jeg lage saber snaps. Sage. Ja, her og så litt venstre.
This must be the place Dushko was telling me about. How the local lads bring their girls over here. Christ, there must have been a fight here. It's covered in blood. Used as a weapon, maybe.
Damn, son. Wine. Mead. That's good.
Blood. I hope it's not Pavlena's. This is surely Pavlena's. A piece of her dress. This doesn't look good. If I give it to Mutt to sniff, he might catch a scent. A trail of blood. I should see where it leads. Here, Mutt! Here, Mutt!
Look what I have for you.
Han har vel veldig dårlig sånn derre... Nei, obedience 67. Ok. Hva når han spiser denne? 68. Men har jeg noe... Ok, ta opp den, og så gir han den.
Here, Mutt. Search.
Praise? Jeg kan praise den, ja. Ok. Det var den her, da. Faen, han sniffer det. Bikkja er jo genial. Faen, jeg har plutselig drept bikkja. så bikkja stakk av. Nice. Har ikke lyst til å ta livet av han, ass.
Stop there! Don't come any closer, or I'll knot another step. I swear I'll do her in if you come any closer. Don't move, you whoreson. Who the fuck are you?
Pavleno, did he hurt you?
Quiet! You're talking to me now. I asked you a fucking question. Who are you?
Easy. There's nothing to fear. I won't hurt you. Just look at me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I just want to talk to you.
Fuck off, you beggar! I don't believe a fucking word you say. Who are you? Talk, and quick!
My name is Henry. I'm from Skalitz.
And what the fuck do you want here, Henry of Skalitz? Who sent you?
Her mother sent me. She's worried about Pavlena.
Shit! I might have known that old witch would send someone. Kurva! I never wanted it to end like this. You gotta believe me. I just wanted to give Pavlena a scare, but then that fool Roman got mixed up in it and... I never meant to kill anyone! Shit!
Take it easy.
Don't fucking tell me to take it easy! How did you get here? My dog Bristly was guarding the entrance. What did you do to him, you bastard? And where's my brother? He should have been here long ago. Talk, or I'll slit her throat.
Don't worry, your dog is just fine. I gave him the slip.
You treacherous rat! You wanted to sneak up on me from behind, eh? Well, Bristly will be waiting for you.
I haven't the foggiest idea who your brother is.
Slavobor, they call him Straw. He was supposed to come here, not you.
Sorry, I don't know any Slavobor. Or Straw.
We'll see if he turns up, or if you're bullshitting me.
I know everything. I know what happened that time between Yakesh and Bozhena.
Then you know we were in the right.
I don't know what Yakesh told you, but he certainly doesn't want Pavlena harmed. She was just a little girl when it happened. You can't punish her for it.
Fuck! I know! Only we're murderers now, and that can't be undone.
Well, there's always a way out. Let Pavlena go, and we'll talk things through. What are you talking about? Who did you kill?
That idiot Roman. He was trying to defend Pavlena. But it was an accident!
I don't know what more I can tell you. It's time for you to make your mind up. Look, let Pavlena go, and I swear I'll let you walk away unharmed.
How do I know you're not lying?
I swear it.
That means nothing. And anyway, what would I do then? She knows everything. She'll tell on me and I'll be fucked.
You still have a way out. You let her go, and I'll persuade her to keep her mouth shut. I swear to you, she won't tell anyone anything. Isn't that right, Pavlena?
Mm-hmm. Sakra. Oh, all right. I'll let her go. And I hope you two aren't lying to me.
Jeg trodde det var
I can always
kjørt
find
der,
you again.
ass.
I'll give you my word. And now set her free.
All right. Just take it easy.
You swine!
I'm letting her go.
Die!
Look!
Die! Die! That's for Roman! You bastard!
Yeah.
You killed him. But he let you go.
So what? He deserved nothing better.
Well, maybe he did deserve it, but he was giving himself up. That was dishonorable.
Like there was anything honorable about what he and his crony did to Roman. I'm glad he's dead. And now I'm going home to Ma. Are you coming with me?
sorry, but I want to clear something up before we go.
What's that?
Are you alright? You're not hurt?
No, I'm fine. Just a few scratches. It's nothing.
What exactly happened? How did Roman die?
He was trying to protect me. If he hadn't come along, I don't know what those beasts would have done to me. Only that big brute grabbed a rock and smashed Roman over the head with it. He fell straight to the ground. I could swear he was looking at me the whole time, even though he was lifeless, like he was trying to tell me to run.
How did you get here?
Me and Roman were going down to the stream. He went back to get something, and I went on ahead. Those two bastards jumped me by the stream. I don't know what they wanted to do to me, but Roman stepped in. Only one of them grabbed a rock and...
I know. You don't have to say any more.
When it was all over and Roman was lying on the ground, Otter tied me up and dragged me here. I tried to make a run for it, but that bastard set his dog on me.
That's all I need to know.
So, can we please go now?
Sure. We can go. I'll go with you.
Good. I don't want to spend another moment here.
Of course.
Let's go then.
Here we are. Pavlena's fine.
Pavlena, let me look. Are you all right?
I'm fine, Ma. They
abducted her.
God almighty. Who would do such a thing?
They were hired hands from Troskovitz.
And did they do anything to you?
No, they just tied me up. But they were Yakesh's hands. They would have killed me.
Yakesh? I might have known he wouldn't leave us in peace. Hasn't he hurt us enough already? Isn't it enough that we have to live here because of him?
Ma.
I knew it would come to this. Henry, I need one last service from you.
I'd be glad to help.
Yakesh is to blame for everything. For us being driven out, for Pavlena being abducted.
And for everything else.
Everything leads back to him and his old hatred. We'll never have peace as long as he's alive.
What are you trying to say?
I want you to kill him.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. It's either him or us.
I'll do it, but right away.
Bozhena, don't you know that that path leads nowhere good? They hurt Pavlena, yes, but you mustn't do anything. Murder is a sin.
No, Henry. Enough is enough. When Yakesh accused us of killing his son, I did nothing. When they drove us out of the village, I did nothing. When we had to forage in the woods to survive and spent the winter shivering over dying embers, I did nothing. And now, when Yakesh tried to kill my daughter, you tell me I should do nothing? No, lad. This can't go on.
And what if someone then avenges Yakesh's death on you?
Let them. I've had enough. Why would I make peace with someone who only wants to hurt us?
I don't know. There's just been enough death already. When is it going to end?
It'll end with Yakesh's death. There's no other way. If you think you can convince Yakesh, go ahead and try. But I can tell you now, it'll come to nothing.
I'm not getting involved in any murder as long as there's a chance of talking it over. I'll try to patch things up between you and Yakesh, even if you don't think it'll work out.
As you wish. But when you fail, you'll know what needs to be done. Otherwise, this will never end.
Thank you once again for saving Sir Hans's life, and mine. I promised I'd pay you back, and I keep my word. So please accept this token of
I'm gonna
gratitude
kill that guy,
on
probably.
behalf of me and Sir Hans.
Thank you, Henry.
No.
You're an honourable man who doesn't make promises lightly. I'll put it aside for Pavlena. At least she'll have something now, after all the horrors she's been through.
Yo. Vent, da jeg refresher nå. Kan hende chatten forsvinner for meg. Nei, det gjorde den ikke. Jeg sitter på bakeren.
I'm looking for Marika, and I heard you know her.
Marika? I do know her, but why are you looking for her?
I promised to help her father, the voivod from the nomads camp. He's worried about her.
Well, you helped me, Henry, so I'll help you. Marika was here with her lover, but he was in rough shape. Blood everywhere.
What? Her lover? What happened?
Aye, with Bohush from Sami. Poor girl. She was terribly afraid of something. I begged them to stay here, said they were in no danger here. But nothing came of it. I went to pick some herbs, and when I came back, they were gone.
Do you know who she was so afraid of?
Everyone, as far as I know. Her own family and the people of Samin.
How come?
Most didn't approve of her relationship with Bohush. Both families took it as an affront to their honor. But that's all I know.
Do you know what happened to them?
Sadly, I don't. Marika was terrified. She didn't want to talk about it at all. And then they were gone.
Do you have any idea where they might have gone?
Marika told me a few times about a cave chamber in Apollonia, but I've never been there myself.
In Apollonia? That's a long way to go.
At least you can see how scared she was to stay here. I fixed Bohush up the best I could. I hope they made it.
Do you know where exactly it is?
I do. You start from Trotsky and go in the direction where the woodcutters cleared the biggest gap in the forest. The entrance should be somewhere on the right side of the valley. There should be one little rock wedged between two big ones. I remember that, because Marika told me that she sometimes feels just as small, like she's stuck between two big worlds.
Thank you. I'll try to find her there.
Well, that's all I know about
Den
her,
her har jeg
lad.
heller ikke gjort.
All right.
Det er mye jeg ikke har gjort, ass.
Thanks for your help.
Take care.
Er det noe mer jeg kan prate med om? Nei. Ok, har du... Hva er det jeg trenger? Ikke noe av det her. Jeg har ikke snakket med han enda. Hva er det her? Reporter Blacksmith. Her er Apollonia. Men jeg har ikke noen marker der da. Men hva er det jeg skulle... Jo, jeg stikker ned her og prater med han der Jakkers. There's an agitated man standing in the road ahead. He's looking this way and not shuffling his feet. Looks like he's waiting for someone or something. Stop on the side. Bandit.
About time. I'm glad you came. I was starting to think I was in the wrong place.
Greetings. What's going on?
What do you mean, what? I'm waiting for you. I have news from you know who. I've done everything just as we discussed. Tell his lordship we'll get things started the day after tomorrow.
Good tidings indeed.
Indeed. How many men does Riddle propose to take in the end?
He'll be taking 10.
All right. I'll get weapons for him. Old Luke has been taken care of. Blabbed everything he did. Where are we gathering?
At the tavern.
Why on earth would we meet up in a tavern? It'll be bloody suspicious if all of us swarm in there for an ale like locusts. You don't think the merchant will realize we're waiting for him? Riddle would never have come up with that shit. Who the fuck are you?
I'm from Riddle, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. From Riddle. And I'm the bleeding Virgin Mary then, eh?
For a knife, you piece of shit!
Sick!
Få tilbake stammen da, det er jo helt jævlig det greiene her.
Do it! No, you...
Too slow!
Show your stuff! Go fuck yourself! That hit home! Christ! I'm hit! No, you don't! Too slow!
Crazy fight, ass. Se om det er noe av det der jeg får bruk for, da. Den er like bra som min. Er det samme hjelm? Nei. Jeg selger den andre. Jeg er lei av den. Den var... Ok, så den er bedre. Den er i hvert fall bedre enn den andre der, ja. Ok. Hadde ikke en dit. Da har jeg knert den første. Var det borti her et noe sted? Det er så mye folk som dør i skaven rundt her, altså. Ok, sånn. Kom jeg... Oi, det er en by her også. Ja, jeg får ta det senere. Jeg orker ikke begynne nye ting nå. Nå er jeg på så mye forskjellig at det er helt sykt.
Look what I have for you.
Praise. Jeg får ikke praise han. Bare. Beaver, stay.
Sit. Stay.
Christ, what now?
Part 2 full.
Good boy. Good boy. Oh, yeah.
Ja, nå skal jeg prøve å gjøre alt.
Silly doggy.
Hva var det skulle jeg skulle prate med han der Jakkers. Men jeg gir meg snart, ass. Jeg har snart spilt i 14 timer, liksom. Jeg prøver å døgne og sånn. Jeg merker at det liker før jeg gir meg her. Det var ikke lenge igjen. Kan jeg... Ja. En cumber, eller? Nei. Det blir kult. Hell yeah, bro. Jeg digger det spillet her, ass. Ok, så før jeg snakker med han der, så skal jeg save, fordi det kan at jeg må knerte den. Og det er litt kjipt om jeg blir sett. Bare tilfelle.
Who are you praying for?
For my son, Yaroslav.
What about your other children?
One of my daughters got married and moved out. Marushka and Olina are still here. Once they get married, I'll be left all alone on the farm.
Why? One of them could live on the farm with her husband, couldn't she? Lots of fellows would give the right arm for a place like this.
Aye, true enough. Only a father should pass his livelihood on to his son, God damn it! Don't tell me it's different where you come from.
Well, I only got to know my father recently. He's the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kobyla.
You, a noble? That's a hard one to swallow.
Just because I'm not dressed up in my Sunday best, doesn't mean my father's not a noble. I really am Sir Radzig's bastard. My ma was a commoner, so she couldn't marry Sir Radzig. Fortunately, his loyal subject Martin took her in, and raised me like his own.
Out of duty?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you. But however it started, they became close, and later, when they died, Sir Radzig took charge of me. So actually, I have two fathers.
God's will. There are times I wish I'd died before Yaroslav. I'd have saved myself all the misery since then. And all that's still to come.
Hvorfor han så blodig?
How come he's buried there, and not at the cemetery?
He died during birth, and was never christened. So he couldn't be buried in the cemetery.
God have mercy. I'm sorry about that.
Aye, me too.
Og så skjønner hvorfor jeg full av blod,
If it
hvorfor
hadn't
han
been for
full av
that
blod.
treacherous old hag, he wouldn't be here under a tree. He'd be in the churchyard, as he ought to be. The poor, innocent soul. Or standing right here next to me.
When did your son die?
Well, Yaroslav would have been 5 years old now.
I don't have any more questions. Thanks.
Det var brått.
Look, I know relations between you and Bozhena the herb woman aren't good. But it's time to put an end to the animosity.
Where are you going with this? That witch deserves no pity.
I understand your bitterness, and I'm sorry about your son. Bozhena would certainly have saved him if she could. But whatever happened between you, it has to end now. Bozhena came very close to losing her daughter on account of your feud. Your farmhands abducted her, and they killed her sweetheart.
But I had nothing to do with that. They did it of their own free will, not on my orders.
That means nothing. They did it because of you. They wanted you to be indebted to them.
But that's not my fault. And I don't see why I should have to make up with Bozhena on account of it.
Listen, I know a thing or two about revenge. And believe me, sometimes you just have to say enough and turn the other cheek. Because otherwise, it will never end.
You know nothing. I can't simply forgive her.
Well, then do it on account of Pavlena. After all, she's not to blame for anything. But she's the one who's suffering most from your feud.
No, it's not on. I won't have you preach to me.
As you wish. I won't try to convince you.
Yeah, you'd be wasting your time. Don't bother me again.
Så den fine musikken rett etterpå. Shit, ass. Det er ingen som så meg, eller så. Er det her familien? Marushka.
What's that noise?
Shit. Jeg kan ikke bli sett nå, for da vet de at det er jeg som drepte han. Hvis jeg driver og gjør noe suspicious shit. Ok, da var det fiksa. Hvorfor er det ikke sånn at jeg skal dra hit da? Journal. Bad blood. I should go back to Boshena's cottage. Ok, så da kommer det marker. Hvis jeg bare holder over den sånn. Ja. Så jeg bare drar tilbake dit. Eller nei, jeg tar og finisher opp quester. Jeg tar den her, finisher den, og så tror jeg stikker. Tror jeg det blir idyllisk drap der, altså. Ja, det er beautiful. På grava til sønnen hans, så. Faen meg helt magisk. Uff, fælt, ass.
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to know?
I'd happily pay for some blacksmithing tips.
Thanks. I'll teach you one trick, but it'll take time to learn.
Okay, og så...
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Semin's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realized they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
I went to Semin, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semin, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down. The whole band.
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the carts and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
I'm not sure. Lord Semin took them and Gules to his courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Don't worry. I don't think Lord Semin will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Young Lord Semin's wedding is coming up. And it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truskovitz. What do you think of her?
I haven't seen Agnes.
Well, I haven't seen Agnes. Is she pretty?
Pretty doesn't do her justice. She's a beauty. But she's got such a sharp tongue on her that I don't envy older at all. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Teresa.
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's Teresa. Her uncle owns a mill on the river in Ratai.
A girl from the mill? You want to watch out for them types. You might get caught up in devilry, lad. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble-born. Old Semin wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil.
Damaskus steel. Nei,
And
Toledo
there have
steel.
been other strange goings
Damaskus
on.
steel er sånn eneste det minner meg om er C-skin.
What strange goings on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition. But that's all I know.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia. But you'll have to ask the Truskovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
With the devil? Why would the hermit make a pact with the devil?
No idea. It might just be old wives' tales.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. In return, you'll get me invited to Semin's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truskovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation. Take care, friend.
Men jeg tror det var det, ass. Jeg tror det var det, ass. Hvorfor er jeg en kamber nå? Jeg må selge ting til han fyren nå. Nå møter jeg den, dessverre.
What would you like?
Trade.
What do you...
Knight's Longsword. Jeg kan selge den der. Selger den tilbake til den, selv om han nettopp ga meg den. Han har ikke nok, fader. 600, ok. Han kunne kjøpt den for det, men han har ikke så mye penger.
Thank you, and a good day to you, friend.
Hvor mye penger er han nå? 1100. Yeah.